Federal Aviation Administration investigators tomorrow morning will be back at the scene of a helicopter crash in South Windsor today that killed 2 people. Police are not yet releasing the names of the 2 victims. They say they believe the victims were both men, a student and an instructor on a training flight out of Ellington Airport. Police and firefighters say there was nothing they could do when they arrived at the scene.
Smoke, you see the smoke from the street, and there was smoke in the plane. The plane was on fire. And there wasn't much left of the plane when we got here. Pretty well much is gone.
The aircraft apparently broke up before it hit the ground. Since 1980, this type of helicopter, the Robinson R-22 model, has been involved in 107 accidents. In 1984, an R-22 going to Ellington Airport crashed and killed 2 Vernon men. FAA officials say they will investigate the helicopter's track record.
A mid-air explosion preceded the crash of a small training helicopter in South Windsor today, according to eyewitnesses. Both men aboard were killed in the crash about a half-mile west of Buckland Road late this morning. Again, according to witnesses, the helicopter seemed to be flying fairly close to the ground.
I just heard a loud explosion. I really didn't know what it was, so I looked up in the air and I saw something. I couldn't really tell what it was, but it dropped to the air. I saw a few pieces fly in the air, and I verified it with one of my friends who was part of the fire department. He comes running in, used the phone, called the fire department, and just flew out here, and he verified that he saw the same thing I did.
I just saw a big pile of parts coming down. There was no fire in the air at the time.
There was an explosion ahead of time.
There was an explosion, but no fire in the air. Smoke came out of the rear end, and that was it. I didn't see any flame or anything.
The names of the victims are not yet released. Autopsies will be conducted tomorrow.
The tragedy has renewed safety questions tonight about the chopper involved, the Robinson R-22. Today's crash now brings to 6 the number of people killed in those choppers in Connecticut since 1979. It's the 3rd Robinson lost by Northeast Aviation. Now, some industry experts admit they prefer not to fly them, describing the helicopter as economical but unforgiving.
Well, the Robinson is a piston-powered helicopter, and the piston engine, generally speaking, is not quite as reliable as the turbine or the jet engine that you have in jet helicopters. So that's a little bit of a factor, and I think the other thing about the Robinson is that most Robinsons today are used for training, which is puts a lot of wear and tear on the machine.
At one time, back in 1980, the FAA grounded all Robinson R-22s after a fatal crash in California. In 1981, the choppers were flying again.
Well, tonight